This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, today let us try to create certain settings related to check management. Check management. In the check management, what exactly we will be doing is we have to issue a check to a supplier or to a vendor. This check will have to be printed from SAP system. In order to print a check, what exactly we need to do, what settings we need to maintain from the system, we will verify today. First thing, whenever you want to issue a check to a supplier or to a vendor, point number one, we need to have a bank account, so which we already have. Each bank account that we are using must be created as a house bank. We also created a house bank for our bank. Point number three, if you want to issue a check to a supplier, first we need to get the check lot or we need to get a checkbook or the check stock from the bank. Once you get the check leaf or check lot or check stock from the bank, we need to take out the checks and then we need to verify what is the first number of the check, what is the last number of the check. Because when a company purchases the check, they purchase at a time 100 checks, 300 checks, 500 checks, or 1000 checks likewise. It will be a huge lot that the company will buy. You need to look at in each lot what is the check numbering series, what is the first number, what is the last number. Let's say whatever the bank we are using, let us open. For that, let me go to SE16N. From SE16N to verify the house banks, it is always T012K. This is always T012K. Open the table T012K. Give your company code, which is DEIN. Click on execute. We have got two bank accounts. One is Axis bank account. The other one is testing purpose we created test current account. So we will not be doing anything for this test account. We will have to create the check program or we need to ensure that the checks are generated from the Axis bank account. Let me write down here. We are using Axis Bank and check lot will be, assuming you can take check number any digit, let's say 5 digit, 6 digit, 7 digit. In general, what will be the length of a check? How many digits your check number will contain? 5 or 6? 6 digits. Let me take any check number starting from, let's say, 410,500 until 410,600. I'm just taking 100 numbers. So according to this, the check numbers that we have with us starting from 410,500 until 410,600, or in short, I'll take 501 to 600. This is the check lot that we have. When you generate any check printing or when you issue any check to any supplier, system should start issuing the check from this range in a sequential order. First check that when you generate, it must be 410501 followed by 5023 in the sequential order based on every payment that you initiate using automatic payment program or using manual check programming. Now, first what we need to do is we need to create check lot in the system. Point number one, check lot creation. This you will be using FCHI. Let's go to FCHI transaction. FCHI. From FCHI, you need to select your paying company code, which is always DEIN. Next one, house bank. Open the drop down. We were talking about Axis Bank. Select this Axis Bank and account ID. Select this account ID. After this, click on this one, change icon. Once you click on change icon, I think somebody has already maintained a checklot. If there is already one existing checklot, you need not delete it. Let us create another checklot. When you are working in a project, you will be finding multiple checklots. You will be finding multiple checklots. So you should not delete any checklot when you are working in the real environment. So you will be creating multiple checklots based on what kind of check number that you want to pick. According to that, you need to provide the checklot number, which is the identification code here. Currently, one is maintained. Let me create another checklot. I'll click on create icon. I'll put checklot number 2. You can give any number in 4 digit. Any identification code you can give, which is 4 digit. I'm giving single digit 2. Checklot from number. This is your first number 410501 and the last number will be 410600. 410501 till 410600 will be the check number that we are going to consider. Next lot number, non-sequential payment method list. Normally we will not use this. I'll select this short info, access current account checks. I'll put access current account checks, save this. Check this one. Click on save. Check the format of the check numbers. Just because of this. A check number consists of a numeric character string but can contain non-numeric prefix. One sec, is this not taking 6 digit? Just a minute. Two thousand 2100. Lot 1 and 3 overlap. What is the lot 1? 1501 till this one. Let me take 2001 to 2100. This is because when we take 6 digit, it was not accepting. But that should not be the case. Let me take 40500, 40600. 3000 to 3100. We need to verify why this is not taking more than 4 digits. If you give any number which is more than 4 digit, this is giving an error. This is not correct. Because your check number, if it is, normally you don't get check number with 4 digit, it contains 6 digits or so on. So you must be able to create the check lot or the check numbering sequence even with 5 digit, 6 digit as well. It is not accepting that. I'll verify and then tell why it is not taking. But as of now, I'm proceeding with 4 digit check number 3000 to 3100. I'll put access current account checks. I'll proceed to save this. Next one. Once this is created, next thing what we need to do is we need to make sure there are certain parameters to be assigned or there are certain functionalities that we must assign in the automatic payment program in order to generate the check. Whenever you're creating any check, we need to make sure your checks are always generated based on the payment method. Whatever the payment method that we were using so far, we need to verify if that was check or anything else. For that, FBZP, let us open payment method in country, payment method in company code. First, let us verify in company code which payment method we are using. For DEIN, we were using 5. 5 is the payment method which we created. Let me go back. Now I'll go to payment method in country. Payment method number 5. Double click on payment method 5. In this, you need to look at what is the payment method classification we have given. We have given check, which is fine. And this must be check. Since we are talking about check payment, payment method classification must represent a check. Next one, down below, you are going to have something like payment medium workbench and the payment medium program. If you are using payment medium workbench, then you are talking about DME formats. If you want to generate the payment medium files, then you will be using payment medium workbench. If you want to generate any check related programs, or if you want to issue any check, then you will not be using payment medium workbench. In that case, we will be using classic payment medium programs. Here it clearly talks about RFFO star. This clearly talks about RFFO star. This is where the check is designed by the ABAPer. These are the program names. Here what we will do, this RFFO followed by country code underscore C. In real time, what you will be doing, you will be writing RFFO. You will be writing RFFO. The standard one, if you want to consider, we will be using standard one as US specific one. US country code is US underscore C. This is what we will be using in general when we practice. But when you're in real environment, you will be customizing this, because the check format, whatever we discussed in the previous session, will be customized, will be developed by the technical consultant. In short, the ABAP. When the ABAPer is creating this check format, he will be using this program name. This program he will copy and they will make it a Z copy. ZRFFO US underscore C. This is how you will be creating, or this is how you will be assigning a program when you are working in a project. We will not straight away use RFFO US underscore C. Instead, we will customize this. A Z will get added as a prefix to ensure that this is a customized program. US underscore C. This is what we will be using. Since we do not have any customization here, I am using standard. But in case if somebody is asking you, you should not say RFFO US underscore C. You must include Z at the beginning. This one. And name of the print set is always list is. Name of the print data set should be list is. These are the two parameters that we need to make sure that are assigned in your payment method for country. Proceed to save. Okay, enter. These are the two programs that we need to make sure. Let me go back and I'll proceed to the next one, payment method in company code. Open this one. For this company code DEIN, we were talking about the payment method 5, which we are using as check payment. Double click on payment method 5, which is used as check payment. In this, you need to go to form data. Inside the form data, you will have to mention a form for the payment advice. The previous form that you were using will generate the check, and this one is going to generate the payment advice. For payment advice, if you know the program name, you can straight away input this. If you do not know, you have a drop down here. Click on the drop down. So you will get different points here. You can select US. You will find something called payment advice note USA. Double click on this. This is what you are getting. This is from US country. If you want any other thing, open the drop down once again. Go to international. From international, you can use check without check management, check with check management. If I take this, this is what you are getting, F110 underscore pre-enum underscore chck. Normally, this is what we will be using in the real environment. F110 underscore prenum underscore chck, and copy this. I'll save this. Continue. Okay, these are the two things that we need to ensure. Form name must be given in your payment method for country. Another form name must be given for payment method for company code. Once these two things are given, first we need to make sure that this is working fine or not by creating a manual check payment. I'm not straight away getting into automatic check payment. I want to get into manual check payment. For getting into manual check payment, we need to open the transaction code called F-58. Okay, before we make any payment, let us verify what are the invoices that we have which are outstanding. FBL1N, vendor line item report, company code execute. Here we have certain invoices which are having outstanding. So what I'll do, let me try to create a payment for this invoice document using payment method 5, and our expectation is a check number will get allotted for this invoice number. Whenever you are trying to do this or whenever you perform this activity, there are certain things that needs to get updated in the backend. Point number 1, system should create or system should allot a check number which will be recorded in transaction code FCHN. Check register you need to verify to ensure whether the check number is allotted for your payment document number or not. Point number 2, you need to make sure the table PAYR will get updated with the payment document number and the check number. Let me list out here. Once the check payment is made, verify the below. First one, check register using FCHN T code. Second one, payment details for check using PAYR table. You need to use PAYR table and then verify. At the same time, you need to open FCHN and then verify. Also, you can verify check lot status using FCHI. Check lot status using FCHI. First, if I go to FCHI, which we have already created, FCHI, and if I click on this display, lot number 3 is what we are using. If you use check lot number 3, check number starting from 3000, check number ending 3100. If you look at the number status, currently this is blank. The blank represents so far no check is used from this check lot. Blank represents no check is used so far. The moment you start using the check numbers, the current check number, in short, the recent used check number will be updated here. If you start giving the checks, whenever I give the first check, the check lot number status must be 3000. This 3000, which is the first number, will represent the NR status. NR status is nothing but the last used check number. NR status or the number status is always last used number. This is point number one we need to verify. Once you make the first payment, number status must be updated with the first check number. Point number two, you need to verify check register FCHN. If you go to FCHN transaction code, if you input your paying company code, which is DEIN, if you input paying company code DEIN, when you click on execute, you have to get the information related to the checks and for which payment document the check is issued, what is the check amount, what is the name of the payee. This information must come. And third one, there is a table PAYR that should get updated. If I come back, PAYR. If I go to PAYR, this is your payment medium file. If you input your company code DEIN and if you click on execute, nothing is coming here because we have not initiated anything after creating the check related information. Now let us try to process the first payment using manual check payment and then verify if the data is getting allocated or not. Before we get into manual payment, automatic payment, first we need to verify if this is working fine or not while doing manual payment. Once you are fine with manual payment, then we need to verify the automatic payment. Because in the real time, we will be using both the methods. Manual check payment, you will also be using automatic check payment. So for performing manual check payment, so far we were talking about the vendor payment using F-53. If I open F-53, this is the F-53 screen. This is where we were posting all the vendor payments till now. But here the screen remains as it is, but we need to give the information related to check. Your checks are always managed by the house bank. Your checks are always managed by house bank. Before you process this information, we need to make sure house bank related information is updated or provided and check lot information is also provided to make sure which check numbering to be considered to allot a check number for the payment. For that, F-53 is not the right transaction code. F-53 will not allow you to create a check. F-53 is only a payment without any check or without any printout. But our intention is to create a payment with printout, for which it is F-58. Not 53, 58 we have to use. If I go to F-58, this is what it is asking. Payment with printout. It is asking for the header information, company code DEIN, and it is asking which payment method do you want to consider. In short, payment method related to check. For now, we have created 5. Which house bank you want to use for printing the check? Open. Axis Bank, select the Axis Bank. Next one, account ID, open the drop down. Select this account ID, Axis 1. Next one, check lot number. Which check lot number we want to issue? So we are using check lot number 3. I'll select this lot number 3. And anywhere if it is asking you for the printer, always give capital LP01. Whenever system is asking for printer name, even when you are working, LP01 is a dummy printer. Okay, it will not generate any print. Instead, it will create a PDF. Click on print immediately and do not void any checks. Click on save. Not save, you need to click enter payments. Now this is a one-time setting. This is a one-time setting. Now directly you are able to see the screen which is asking you to input the payment related details for a vendor. For any reason, if you feel that no, I have given wrong house bank or I have given wrong check lot number, what I'll do now, I will come back. I have given that information, I'll come back. Now I will reopen once again F-58. If I reopen once again, it is not allowing me to input the check related information or house bank related information again. In this case, or what you need to do is just press back one time, either F3 on the keyboard, back on one time, it will give you this information again. When you press back, this information will be given. You can modify whatever you want and then press enter for payment. In case if you want to edit, just go back. If you come out of the screen and reopen the screen, by default it reads the previously used information. It will not allow you to edit. You must go back manually to verify and to edit if anything relevant. I'll take current date. I'll put check payment. Here also check payment. Amount. Let us verify the line item. This amount is 10,000. Vendor number is 100101. Amount is 10,000. Value date I'm not giving because in our bank GL account for this, for bank GL account for this bank. Another change, if you notice, it is not asking you to input the bank GL account because based on this, based on the payment method, system is going to extract or system is going to pick up the bank GL account based on your bank determination in FBZP setting. In FBZP, in the bank determination based on the house bank, account ID, payment method, we have given the bank GL account related to outgoing payment. Your GL will come from there. You will not have any option to input GL account. In our company code for bank GLs, we are using G001 field status variant in which value date is optional. But in your project, you need to make sure for every bank GL account, value date becomes mandatory. Because your BRS is based on value date, this value date is going to help you performing bank reconciliations. For us, this is not relevant now because in our field status group, value date is not mandatory. I'll put check payment. Vendor, to which vendor we are making the payment. Vendor number is 100101. I'll select 100101. After this, you can straight away click on process open item. On the process open item, we have to initiate the payment for the first invoice, which is for 10,000. Before you allot the first one, you need to understand by default system is going to allot complete outstanding as payment amount. If you see here, this is 38,810 as assigned. We are not making the full payment. We are releasing the payment only for one particular invoice, for which first select all from the bottom left hand side third icon, and you need to deactivate everything. On the same line from the right hand side third icon, deactivate items. Click on this. When you do this, amount assigned will become 0. Now select whatever the invoice that you want to release the payment for. We are planning to release payment for this invoice amounting 10,000. Double click on only on the amount. Let me double click on the amount. Now you will see the amount entered is 10,000. Amount assigned is also 10,000. Not assigned is 0. Once this is done, go to document, click on simulate. When you simulate, this is what you are getting. There is some exchange rate difference between the original invoice date and the payment date. So these exchange rate differences are based on your currency conversion. Whatever you are getting, this is called as realized exchange loss. Let me click on post and then see what will happen when you click on post. We are getting one message. Payment document number 1540 is created. Click on continue. When I click on continue, I am getting another pop-up screen wherein it is asking me to input output device. This output device will be LP01 in capital letter always. If you take in small letters, it may not accept. You have to strictly put capital LP01. Click on continue. It is telling print job was generated. Let us verify if anything is generated. To check whatever the print job is generated, you have to open. It is talking about job. Your job is always SM37. Anything which is generated as a background job, you have to open the job using SM37. If I open this, once you are on the SM37 or job selection, give job name as a star, user from which user ID the job is generated, date on what date it is generated. Select all the statuses, click on execute. It is telling nothing is coming. Then click on this is scheduled also. Click on execute. It is telling nothing is generated. But here you got some information. Job was generated, but when you go inside the job, there is nothing which is showing us a particular job is created. So what we will do, let us go back and we will verify if any information is updated in the check register first. We thought that the payment document number along with the check number should be represented in check register. Go to this company code DEIN, click on execute. If I go to check register, it is updating some information here. You are able to find check number as 3000. This is your payment document number. This is the payment date, amount paid, and the recipient or the name of the payee. In the check register, you are able to find some information here. In the check register, you are able to find some information. Similarly, we were thinking about verifying the check lot. To verify the check lot, FCHI is the transaction. Let me open FCHI. FCHI. If you open FCHI, give your company code, house bank account ID, click on the display now because we don't want to modify anything. If you click on display, it is giving you the number status as 3000, which means the current check number that was issued or the recent check number that was used is 3000. Whenever you look at the number status, it will always be the next number that will get allotted, not this number. This is the used number. Last used number is 3000. Next number that will get generated is 3001. After that, we were talking about a table called PAYR. We were talking about a table PAYR. Let me execute on this PAYR table to see if any information is getting stored. If you look at this PAYR table, there is one information which is getting updated. In this table, company code, house bank, account ID, payment method, check number. Okay, all this information is automatically updated. From here, you will be able to print the check. When the technical consultant or when the ABAP programmer writes a program which will initiate the check programming or which will generate a check and which will print the information on the check, it will be reading the data from PAYR table. You will be able to print a check or you will be able to generate a check provided your data or your payment document number is getting updated in this table. If PAYR table is not updated, you cannot create any check. This table must be updated with your payment information, whether it is manual payment or it is automatic payment. If you look at this, run date and ID identification is auto updated even though you did a manual payment. Whatever we did is not called as automatic payment. What we did was manual payment. Even when you use manual payment, because you have selected F-58 payment with printout, system will automatically generate this program or this functionality in the backend, and it will allot all the information, and then it will store the data in PAYR table. From PAYR table, you will be able to further process or further proceed with the check management functionalities. This is with respect to your manual payment that we have done. Next thing, the same thing we need to perform using automatic payment program. If you use automatic payment program, how system is going to issue a check for this? For making the automatic payment program, what we will do, we'll do something different. Check register, this is fine. I've opened 5 screens. Okay. Let me come out, and we have not yet seen the outputs. We went inside the background job SM37. We could not find any job there. Let us verify if there is any spools are generated. Spool is nothing but the PDF output or the output. Whenever system generates any output, these outputs are called as a spool. Anything that is getting generated in the background, this will give you the output as a spool. Spool is always verified in SP01 transaction code or SP02 transaction code. Let me open SP01. If I open SP01, if I give my ID created by my user ID, if I try to execute, this is what we are getting. This information is what you are getting, but it is giving status as error. This is giving some status as error. We need to verify why the error is there, what programs we are using. Now let me open DEIN payment. First let me tick this. I'll click on display content. If I click on display content, this is what it is giving. Okay, this is called as your payment advice. This is your payment advice. Okay, this is telling the company, the vendor name and all. Check, this is your payment document, this one. This is the vendor account number, and this is the predefined text. Now all this information we will be modifying when we are working in any project. That is why I said we will not use RFFO, US and all. You will be using the customized one starting from Z, in which you are going to modify this form according to your client requirement. Whatever the content that your client wants, all that information you will be assigning it here. Let me go back one level. Let us select the next one, display. This is the summary. Where is our check? This is payment summary. Days 2. Check did not come, that we need to verify. Check output we did not get, because there may be no form, no smart form assigned inside it. That could be the reason. But once the programs are worked out, the programs are developed or modified by the technical consultant, whenever you perform automatic payment program, you will get a spool generated like this. Here you are getting like this, but in real time you will be receiving PDF. In case if you are not able to see this as PDF, for example, this one, when you display this, you are able to see this, but you are not able to get this as PDF. In case if you want to get this as PDF, what you need to do is you just need to go back one level. Go back, select the particular spool, go to spool request on the top, go to forward, and here you will find an option called export as PDF. Any spool, in case if you are unable to download or if you want to take that as a PDF, you need to select the respective spool, or you can select multiple spool at a time. forward, export as PDF. When you do this, I'll take desktop, I'll click on save. Now it says spool is downloaded. Here is your spool. If I double click on this, I will be able to view this on the PDF. I'll be able to view this on PDF. Remember, this form will be modified. When somebody is asking you about what did you do in your automatic payment program, this is one of the mandatory points that you need to talk about. Payment advice modification. If your client wants to input the logo here, you will put logo here. If they want telephone number, fax number, or the content to be modified, and here we are not able to see the document number, date, deductions and all these things will be coming based on the logic in the backend. Your technical or ABAP consultant will work with you to pick the data on this fields respectively. You need to provide a logic from which table you need to take the document. Your document is what? Your document is always document reference, date, transaction date. If there are any deductions, any discounts and all you're taking, what is the gross amount? This information we need to print based on the technical help. In short, the ABAP consultant will be working on these smart forms to generate the output according to our requirement. In short, your client requirement. I'll close this. This is how you will be creating a manual payment by check management. You need to ensure that the check number will get allotted. They forget about these forms because these forms, whatever you get on the practice environment, are standard forms. But when you're in a real environment, you will be designing the forms. Your payment advice will be a design. Your check will be a design. In short, the customization payment advice, customization check will be designed with the help of ABAP consultant, for which you will have to create a functional specification. And when you generate any payment, make sure the check number is getting allotted properly, and the payment advice which is printed is also printed properly. Information on the payment advice, all the invoice details in the systematic order according to the client requirement is working fine. This thing is what you are going to work when you are working on check management in real environment. Now, once we do this, next thing that you need to do is you need to verify this via automatic payment program. When you talk about automatic payment program, same thing. The way you created automatic payment program, in the similar way we need to work on this. Let me create one payment using automatic payment or APP. 10101. I'll put only this particular vendor account.
Sir, for check print, what are the fields is required, sir, for giving above?
We have already listed here. Only 4. Payee name, amount in words, date, amount. The logic how you will write functional specification I will show once we see the automatic payment program also. From which table each data will come, I'll show practically for one vendor. For one document, I'll show practically what is the table name, what is the field name, and how you are going to provide the logic to the ABAP consultant.
Okay.
Sir, hello sir.
Yes.
Sir, after allotted the check number, can we change it if due to some reason check is void or anything?
You need to void and then you need to reprint. Those things I'll show practically.
Okay.
Once we are able to generate the checks, I'll tell you how do you swap the check numbers, how do you void and reissue a check number. There are different reasons. Those points we will see. Those are small end user activities. I'll show them. It will not take more than 10-15 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I'll go to F110, But before I go to F110, I need to make sure there is one invoice. KR is available, but payment method is not there for this. Let me take payment method for this. Select this document. Go to change mode. Payment method will be 5. Save this. We need to make sure payment method is given. Without payment method, you cannot issue a check. Let me refresh. 10101 is the vendor. Automatic payment program.
The third one is also missing.
S110. Sorry.
Third one payment method is also missing.
No, I'll be testing only with one invoice, so I'll not consider
Oh,
those.
okay.
Okay, so I'll take 11/07/2023. I'll put DEIN. So we know that there will be 4 P's in your automatic payment program. First P is your proposal. Company code DEIN, payment method 5. Next date is 12/07/23. Vendor 10101. Is this correct? Vendor is 10101. Let me copy this document number because I want to issue the check only for this particular document. I don't want to consider the remaining ones. Go to automatic payment program. Now I'll be going inside the free selection. So go to free selection here. In free selection, for my testing purpose, what I don't want to select every invoice or every document. Instead, I want to select only this particular document, for which field name, open the drop down, select document number. So I want only this particular document number to be selected. Whenever you put any information on free selection, now I have not excluded this. I have not enabled exclude values, which means this is include value. System is going to consider only this one document from the vendor account. The remaining and all it will not consider. Now I'll go to additional log. It's loading. This is loading. This is working fine. I think this screen is only it's loading. Let me stop this transaction. F110 DEIN. Let me relog in. I think that session is still running in the backend. F110 DAIN. So our proposals are not yet saved. DAIN, payment method 5, next payment is this, vendor is this, free selection, this is the document number, put this document number, additional lock 1 2 4 for all the vendors, 1 2 all set. Save the proposal, save the parameter. This is your first P parameter. Second P is your proposal. Go to proposal, start immediately, continue. Next one, display proposal. From display proposal, you are able to see payment list. By default, it is coming as green. Go back. Next, payment run. Click on payment run. Start immediately. Enter. Enter. One payment is created, one payment is completed. Last one, which is your fourth P, that is your printout. Fourth P is your printout. Before you initiate the printout, you need to create a variant in the printout or payment medium. Payment medium is for DME files. Printout is for your this one. So we have assigned a program called RFFO US_C in payment medium for payment method. In short, the form name for the payment method at country level. So that form is RFFO US_C. Here you need to create a variant. I'll put DAIN only. Once you put any one code here of your choice, click on maintain variant. Click on maintain variant, select for all screen selections, continue. In this, you need to provide the data related to check. On what basis a system should pick up the check and allot or print the check. Paying company, our company is DAIN, and sending company will also be DAIN. Currently we are not using DAIN, but you can still put DAIN, that is fine. Payment method that we are using is 5. Replace payment method with 5. Nothing is there. House bank, open the drop down. Select Axis Bank. Account ID. Select the account ID from the drop down. Next, check lot number. We created a check lot number. We need to pick that check lot number. Open the drop down. Our check lot number is 3. In our status, you will see as 3000. The next check number that should get generated is 3001. Select the lot number 3. Next one, you need to take this print check. All these things you need to click on print immediately. Printer everywhere is LP01 in capital letter. This is a one-time variant creation. Every time when you use automatic payment program, this will be assigned by default. You can put payment summary as ALV list, number of sample printout 1, and click to not void any check. The remaining information is not required. That's it. Make sure when you hit enter, you will be able to get the check lot number description. Sometimes what will happen, when you press check lot number, when you hit enter, you don't find any description here. When you are not able to find any description here, that check lot is not a valid check lot. Click on back. Once you input all this information, just go back one level. It will ask you to save. Click on save. Give description is also DEIN checks. Enter and click on save. Okay, now the variant DEIN is saved. Let's go back one level. Okay, now we are on the back. Click on save for this payment, this one. Now go to the status. We need to click on the last one, which is printout. But before you click on this printout, you need to ensure in the printout data medium your variant is assigned. Once this is assigned, go to printout. Start immediately. Job name, I'll take anything, let's say 1. Remove the question mark, put any identification for your job name, click on continue. When you click on continue, it is giving you the job has been scheduled. Now straight away, let us go to the check register, FCHN. In the check register, we need to make sure 2 records will be represented or 2 records will get updated. One manual check related information, the other one automatic check related information. Company code is DEIN. This is working a little slower. Let me try to open another screen to verify the check locked. Company code, house bank, account ID. If I go to the display check, if you look at this check number, it is showing us 3000 only. It is showing check number as 3000. Ideally, this is supposed to be 3001, but it is displaying as 3000 alone. So the check number for automatic payment program is not generated. 3001 is not updated. Let us go to the check register. This is still not loaded. So in the check lot, you understood that check number is not allotted. Let me try to execute this. This is working a little slower now. It's taking a little time. Meanwhile, let me open PAYR table also. SE16 and PAYR. Company code DEIN. We are supposed to get 2 records. One record from the manual payment, the other record from automatic payment. If I click on execute, we are able to get only one record. The second record, it is not coming. The data which we have processed using automatic payment program is not appearing here. Run date and then the identification DEIN is not appearing here. We need to verify, we need to check why this is not appearing. What is the reason? What errors that are there in the system? Let's open automatic payment program. Print job is scheduled. Now we need to look at the log. Why this is not generating any check? For that, go to the payment log. Sorry, I think. Okay, on your APP screen, you will find a message at the bottom. Print job log was created. To see the status of this job log, what exactly happened in this, click on this payment log. On the top left side, you will find display payment run log. Click on this display payment run log. You will find the payment run log here. The second one, print job. What we try to do is we try to generate a check which is called as print job. Double click on this print job. You will get an error message. This is giving you check number status at the beginning of the processing is 3000. Specification of payment advice form missing for company code DEIN. It is telling some form is missing and it is telling processing terminated. So this is telling specification of payment advice form missing from for paying company code DEIN. Let's go to paying company code. /n FBZP. This is telling payment method in company code. That is talking about form is missing in company code DEIN payment method 5. Double click on this. Go to form data. It is telling form is missing, but we have assigned form here. By assigning this form, we are able to generate from manual payment. But when it comes to automatic payment, it is not detecting this. So this is here, and the next one, let's try to assign another form here. Or I will not assign anything here. So take this as an assignment. Check if you are able to fix this error, if you are able to generate the check from the automatic payment program as well. Clear? What you need to test? Make sure you are able to allot a check number from automatic payment program. To verify that, make sure the check lot will get updated with the check number and PAYR table will be updated with your information. Clear? Whatever way we have done, it is the same. Because of some minute assignment problem, it is not able to detect the program. You need to select the respective form, try to change the form numbers from this and make sure you are able to generate a check from automatic payment program. Let's see if anybody can fix this error. Clear? What to do?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Alright then, let me stop this recording.